Hey guys, it's TTL back with another rush kit for you, but there's quite a lot to talk about with this one, so I'm not even sure whether I'll be able to, even doing my best very fast coffee talking, whether I'll be able to get through this quick enough. But it is the flagship MSI X299 motherboard, and it's the X-Power Gaming AC. Why they have to nail the gaming stuff on, I'll never know. But anyway, there's all sorts of stuff on it that they'll talk about, so I'll do some bullet points really quickly. And that is turbo socket, they say for better power delivery. System saver, we don't really mind about that, but it's clear the CMOS, and then you've got BIOS flashback and dual BIOS. Got dual LAN, and you've got Wi-Fi, and it's the AC Wi-Fi as well. M.2 shield, there's a few of them as well, so we'll talk about this when we get inside. Then when we come around here, they say you've got the game boost, which is their dial for the auto overclocking that I hate and would say never use it, do it manually or don't bother. Anyway, they'll hate me for saying it. And then the overclock backplate they talk about a fair bit as well. When we get inside, oh, honk honk. So that's the board. I want to have a quick look about what we get inside here first, just so that we can have a ganders. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 SATA cables. You do get the extra M.2 add-in card, which allows you to do RAID 0 with your M.2s, and it comes with the covers on the top for the M.2s as well. On the actual board itself, I will be looking at thermals for the M.2, so we'll be able to see how we get on with those. Get a lot of screws, there's a lot of heavy screws as well, look at that. So we'll see what they are for when we get inside. Oh, it's almost like a power supply, but you get there's a fancy bag. I don't know what's inside it. So let's have a look. Oh, okay, this is your wireless stuff. And so you've got your wireless antennas in there, and then you've also got your RGB. But the thing is with the RGB is it's a splitter. So you've got the one that plugs into the motherboard, and that goes out into two, and it's an extender as well. You do get the MSI badge. Woo! And then the other stuff really is just the normal stuff like your I/O shield and stuff like that. So we've had a quick look at that. Let's have a look at the important bit that you're all most interested in, and what I will do is go ba-da! So this is our MSI stand, la la la. So with a quick cut straight in, we'll look at the back first, I suppose. So they've got this down the back side of the board, and they say it's to help with graphics card weight is what they say. But if you think about the side of the board that we're on, it's, I don't know, to me it's like, I would have thought it would have needed to have been on that side. I've never heard of a graphics card sagging because of the weight on this side, so I can't help but think that that might be more about having something on the back and making it look Gucci rather than it actually doing a job. But other than that, well, we'll just have to wait and see. Can see it's fairly clean around the back as well. What we can see is also that the PCB is a lovely matte black. But moving round, okay, so first things first, M.2 we will do first. So this is actually a, is it metal? Yeah, it is actually, that's a proper metal shield, but when you think about it, it's underneath the graphics card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look at this for temperatures, but you do get two other mounts further down, and you can also see that these are the normal tinny type of thin shields, and this is actually quite a big one. But that's what she said. But everything is pretty much, these got the metal supports for shielding and extra strength on. So they're on the PCI Express. Now, you got them on all of the four down here, but you've also got them around the DIMM slots as well. One of the things I did notice in the PDF that they send out with the boards is they've got a lot of thermal sensors scattered around the board. But the most important one for me, and it's one that I'm going to be looking at when I do my testing, is there's one in the VRMs. So that's something I'm going to be paying attention to, is the sensor that's in here. Now, it's not actually on the VRMs, and they never are on the board. It's actually between them on the PCB. But the reason why I'm saying it is the cooler for the VRMs itself isn't particularly very big, but there is a heat pipe that goes around here, and then this heatsink is chuffing huge. Now, the heat pipe only comes down about halfway, but it's still a fair expanse of metal. So depending on how well this heat pipe and the whole arrangement works, I would say, and this is the reason why I've made this video, I would say that I would hope that the VRM temps would be significantly lower. Now they do say it's got a 14 phase setup underneath here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Have I counted that wrong? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now there's 13 chokes there, although they do say 14 phase. So I'm going to assume that this choke up here does something as well. So that's your 14th phase. So I don't know how it's split out. Maybe this 14th phase is for the memory or something. I will ask MSI so that we know for future reference. But there's 13 right down feeding in from the socket. I will also find out if that's 14 native or whether they're doubled up or anything like that as well. But we can see the flat capacitors down here. Now I do know that they've it's essentially the power delivery on this is the best that MSI do. This is their flagship board, so I am hoping for great things. Other things that I've noticed is it has got a lot of fan headers on it around it as well. So you've got CPU fan up here, then you've got 3 more fan headers here, come down the board, and there's another one here across, and there's actually 4 more here. And then there's another one up here. So there's 10 fan headers on the board in total. Now you don't obviously have to use them all, and you can use PWM splitters if you want to make things a bit simpler, and it's something that I definitely do, because then rather than having all your fan cables coming in onto the board, you can get one cable out and then that fans out. As long as you're not running like really power hungry fans on 100% all the time, which let's face it, most of us sensible people don't, then they'll be absolutely fine. But other things around the board, you have got an 8 plus a 4 pin power for the CPU. There is lots of SATA around here, so you've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 SATAs plus a U.2. Horizontal USB 3, you've got USB 3.1 there. There's 2 USB 2s here as well. You've also got another vertical USB 3 here. It's absolutely, really, it's actually quite ram-packed with stuff in and around the board. And then round the back of the board as well, you've got your Wi-Fi and your Bluetooth. You've also got twin gigabit Ethernet, USB type 3.1 A and C, lots of other USB ports, a PS2. You've also got your CMOS clear and your BIOS flashback. Yes, they did use the same name, and I say it every time and they hate me and they always moan at me for saying it. But yes, this is RGB up here as well. And we can have a look underneath here and you can just about get a glimpse of the little wire and stuff. But anyway, so we've got RGB up here. This is all meant to light up and spin around as well. One thing we can see here is this is your M.2 shield, and you can see you've got the blue plastic here because there's a thermal pad underneath. They do say that they've got their turbo socket as well, which should help with overclocking, but obviously we are going to see when we do the full review. I did just want to make a quick video just so you could get all excited. I'm excited, and I'm going to try and get my other reviews done as quick as possible. But there is a queue, and sadly I can't let them just jump completely in front. What I may end up doing, and it depends whether the MSI guy pops up on Skype, I'd actually like to not really bother with the MSI carbon board, and I'd like to do this one instead. So if he lets me, I will get to it quicker, because that's what I want to do. Depends whether he lets me, because he might start crying and be like, no, we want the other one done first, please. So we'll see. Life is complicated and stuff. But what would you like to see first? Maybe that's what we need to do. You say in the comments, do you want to see this board first, or do you want to see the carbon first? I think this one's going to be better and more interesting. Sorry, cough. Anyway, so this has been Tiny Tom Logan, and yeah, giving you a little bit of a sort of a really dirty tease of what might be coming soon.